Really wasn't planning on doing a video on this, the Pocket 3 from DJI, but now that I've had this for almost 2 weeks now, used it in various lighting conditions, and I've been really happy with the quality of this camera. So I figured I'd break it down into pros and cons, because you've seen videos on this camera probably all over the place, all the walkthrough features, so I don't want to redo that. Plenty of good videos out there. I've watched most of them. But in terms of pros and cons, let's knock out a couple of my favorite features and some of the negatives. There's 3 of them, at least 3, of reasons why you might not want this camera as your kind of go-to carry around town travel camera. So let's get to it. Pros and cons, 3 of each. All right, so breaking it down, some of the pros. First pro, pocket sized. Okay, it's in the name, but just the fact that you can put this thing anywhere, any pocket that you might have, jacket, shorts, pants, or any backpack, you name it. It's just the compact size goes anywhere, is really part of the usability feature, which is my pro number 1. Fantastic usability. The fact that you just flip this screen around and it immediately starts recording. That's just it. Usability of the camera is fantastic. Flip screen, it just immediately starts recording when you flip the screen, so it's just super awesome. And then also the active track face tracking is just, I would say, phenomenal for this size camera. So face tracking and active track are 2 of its usability features, so that's pro number 1. Number 2 pro is the video quality that you get out of this small device. Now it's got a 1-inch sensor that's bigger than your typical action cameras, which are just slightly smaller. So 1-inch sensor, an f2.0 lens, which gives you a little shallower depth of field compared to a normal action camera. And it's got this full pixel fast tracking that just auto focuses wherever you are, and it provides that shallow depth of field, which I usually like out of this camera, which is the iPhone Pro, which again in cinematic mode provides that same effect. So you get the same thing with this device, which throw in your pocket, go anywhere. It's awesome. So great 4K 60 normally, all the way to a 4K 120, but really just fantastic video. That's pro number 2. And really pro number 3 is audio quality, which what I like about this is it's got 3 microphones, which I'll put a little clip up here of me with some birds flying by. Just provides a nice stereo effect, but when you can't rely on the microphone in the device, it comes with this, if you get the creator combo, the Mic 2, the DJI Mic 2, which I have to believe is coming soon as a standalone product, but right now the only way to get it is in the creator combo for the Pocket 3. Used it a bunch, just provides a nice recording device that wirelessly connects to this without any sort of receiver. The DJI Mic, which I use a lot, requires an additional receiver to connect to your phone, connect to whatever camera you're using to record and sync up the audio. Yes, you can record in the DJI Mic and 2 by itself. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now. And look at that audio or listen to that audio later and sync it up to your video track later. So either way, but the fact that it does it all automatically, in fact, when you flip this thing open, it connects right to the microphone and goes for it. So really, really cool capability. Fantastic audio. That's pro number 3. Let's get to the cons. All right, cons for this camera. Con number 1 is kind of the biggest one that I first thought of. These birds are huge and they're everywhere. Con number 1 is the fact that when I flip this screen on and go right into it, it doesn't go into face tracking immediately. Now, face tracking is awesome when it does it, and it's cool. And so that's the biggest con, is that, you know, and maybe it's a firmware update which will fix this so that it does immediately record with face tracking, because right now if I move it, it's not going to track me. The way to, and really the pro tip here, is to flip the camera around the other way. It says gimbal rotated, then flip it around again, and boom, face tracking is enabled. So that's the pro tip workaround, is just flip the screen around twice till it's back on you, and the software then kicks in. I've also had it happen if you just wait a little bit for the software to kick in, but really that's just kind of an annoying feature because I normally want to flip it and go. So I've got to flip the camera around, then come back. It's just kind of a little workaround that hopefully gets fixed with a firmware upgrade, that it just face tracks immediately. That's con number 1. Con number 2 is more of an app feature, and it's the same thing that I had with the Action 4 from DJI. The fact that when you're transferring files from the device to your phone, it doesn't work. So I'll show a little video here. When you open up the app and you turn on the device and you finally sync it up and you go to your album, in your album is, well, nothing. It shows the files, but it doesn't even show you a preview. You can't really do anything, can't download them, can't really do anything. So I contacted customer service, and really the way to get around that is to turn off cellular on your phone and then close the app, open it up, and then when you go to the app again, and then it'll work, you'll see all the previews and you'll be able to download them, do whatever you want. So that's the workaround, but right now that's kind of a negative. All the other, it's, you know, for GoPro or Insta360, I open app for the camera and it just immediately sees it and I can transfer no problem. For whatever reason, DJI just doesn't work that way. So that's a big con for me. It's really not the camera, it's more DJI focused, but either way, it's a con for this camera. What's the third one? Fourth one's gonna be price. But the third one, shoot, what is it? So the third one, there's really, I would say, 2 half cons. Oh well, I'll have to go with it. But anyway, the first con is the price. Now, $519, $699 is, or not $699. I'll put the price down here, whatever that is. I forgot right now. But either way, pretty high price. I think they priced them out of this in terms of just, it's just a lot of money for something like this. I think maybe less than $500 is kind of the sweet spot for people that are looking for action cameras and this kind of thing. So really at over 500, they may have priced themselves out of the market a little bit, but that's just me. I think the price is one small negative. The other, you know, fourth or 3B, or the other half of number 3, is the fact that this does not replace your Action 4, your GoPro Hero 12, whatever you have for an action camera, just because this thing is more delicate, moving pieces and parts. It's not waterproof, so you just got to be careful with it. So it's not going to be something you're going to mount to the hood of your car, your wing of your airplane, or dive in the water with this thing, obviously. So it doesn't replace the need for an action camera. That's the last con, in my opinion, for the DJI Pocket 3. There you go. All right, that's what I think of the DJI Pocket 3. Pros, cons, you name it. Just wanted to outline those. I didn't want to do a full walkthrough because by now you've seen videos on the camera. So I just want to give my pros, my cons. I did a previous video on the DJI Action 4 and the GoPro Hero 12. So I figured the Pocket 3 was due because I use this camera a lot. Really do like it. It's really my go-to, throw in the bag and video record something, because it's easier than just getting out the iPhone and the gimbal and the microphone from DJI and all that stuff put together. It's just simple, whip it out and go. So it's gonna be my go-to for on the go and traveling camera. Maybe you wanna consider this too. Link in the description for all this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Most of my videos are not about cameras, they're actually about backpacks like I have right here. So subscribe to the channel, you can see more about that coming soon. In the meantime, we're just gonna enjoy the day out here in New Orleans, Audubon Park, because it's just awesome. So, see you in the next video. Wasn't originally planning on doing a video on the action. Airplanes. They like follow me. It's like the first plane I've heard all day long. It's happening right now. Another airplane. Seriously, I'm thinking they just follow me around, man. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Dog. This is a big dog. It's a real dog. I think it is. Just, you know, making all sorts of blooper reel stuff. It's like every time I start, another airplane goes by. So what I have to do is I have to wait till the airplane goes by, it's gone, and then we're recording. Really? Now another horn? Hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I have to redo this whole thing because no airplanes, true, and then we had a horn, an alarm. You know, just racking them up, man, just racking them up. Take 67, New Orleans. Let's go. On the helicopters flying overhead And so this is getting comical. It's like rush hour in the skies. All right, helicopters, airplanes, be damned. He's coming back this way. It's gonna have to be it. Gotta run, gotta go to dinner.